Welcome back to the Goo Gallery. Our 10th episode of the Goo Gallery is dedicated to the coronavirus. Particularly in the early stages of the quarantine, I felt an emotional upheaval and recognized that abstract art would be a perfect channel for this experience. I planned to create a collection of paintings that would be forever linked to this strange, strange time in history. Unlike many people throughout the world, I remained employed and healthy during the pandemic. Nothing in my life could be described in any way as a trauma. For weeks, I felt like I had experienced a trauma. The sad thing was that I felt that I didn't have the right to feel that way. So many people were suffering, and I was not. The day I painted this piece, I had spoken to a friend who asked me to be honest about what I felt through art. If you look closely at this piece, you might see the maple leaf that the painting was built around. Perhaps this started as Canadiana, but it didn't finish that way. Why did I choose red and brown? Sometimes the colors are less a choice and more a reflection of what we feel. In an earlier Goo gallery, I shared that red is my voice. That wasn't a conscious choice. I see that in reflection. Most of my pieces are blue with red reaching through. This painting is a screaming voice rising from a horizon. When I completed this painting, I have to be honest, I sat down and cried all the pain I had felt. And then I mailed this painting to that friend. This blue version is an oppositional piece that I painted right after the red version. Black, gray, and blue. It is the emotional opposite of the red one, but it contains much of the same energetic composition. This is an emotionless voice. The volume is the same, but the feelings have cooled. What does it represent? Well, I think that this comes when you go into the thinking space instead of a feeling space. I think I'll keep this one for myself. After taking a color mixing course, which literally ended the weekend that the lockdown started, I wanted to replicate the techniques of an accomplished artist as a learning device. This replication of a much better famous painting called Visit to a Museum was an opportunity for me to create a color that doesn't exist in my painting tubes. What was happening was that I had decided to use the quarantine productively. I made a list of all the things that I wanted to achieve. For anyone else who did this, I started to realize that it became productivity porn. That sweet emotional payoff for doing lots and lots of stuff, but totally lacking in authenticity and honesty, just like porn. During my productivity porn, I created this painting to allow me to try out an impressionistic technique. As we went into an online environment with, well, everything, we found ourselves in weekly Zoom meetings with people we often see only every few years. For my husband's spiritual practices, he joined a group in the US led by a very famous Fred. Fred generously started meeting with a group of people on Zoom every week. This painting was a gift of gratitude to Fred. What I did feel when I painted this was a lot of gratitude, and not just to Fred, but many, many people in my life. You may recognize this painting from episode 9 on belief. The most important thing I was doing during the quarantine was building belief in myself as an artist. I still can't believe that I painted this and it didn't end up being in my ugly Artling collection. It is not yet done, that I acknowledge, and I'm still trying to make it better. So, listen, my coronavirus collection didn't turn out to be the large collection of inspirational abstract pieces I imagined. When the lockdown started, art galleries closed all over the world. The most important thing that I created was the Goo Gallery to share art. It's not yet over. The coronavirus, my coronavirus collection of paintings, and the Goo Gallery. So thank you for joining me on the Goo Gallery. You are the masterpiece.